Welcome back for the Raw Vegan Common Struggles video playlist number 9, which I will link this playlist series down below in the description box, as well as the link to the Raw Vegan Bundle, which only has 9, 10, 11. I think today's the 3-day countdown. Today's the 3-day countdown. There's 9, it goes 11 days. So essentially after today, there's 2 days left, right? So be sure to check that out. All kinds of good stuff. There's different courses. There's just a lot of good stuff, and there's over 35 different contributors, over $1,700 worth of goodies, all for $50. So be sure to check that out. Links below, and let's get into this video. Welcome back to Recalibrate with Nate, and I wanted to talk about traveling and being on the go. So this can definitely be a struggle, a common struggle, man, and I have gotten dozens of comments of being like, I just can't do it. I travel, I'm moving all the time. How can I do this where it can't work for me? And so, gosh, it really comes down to the why, right? Why do you want to do this? Why would you want to eat raw fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds for your calories for the rest of your life? If that's something that you're trying to do, if you're trying to be a raw vegan for the rest of your days. So if you have a strong enough why, you're going to figure out a way. And for me personally, I had a strong why. I had a really strong why, and so I found a way. And the way was basically to prepare what I needed to bring with me on these particular trips. So if I'm doing a trip for a week, if I'm doing a trip for a weekend, or just an overnight trip, or just a day trip even, it's all about planning, right? Planning what it is that I'm going to need food-wise, and then particular tools that I might need to bring with me to make making the meal or to make the trip easier, right? So there have been times that I've actually shipped my Vitamix in a check-on bag, and my bowls and knives, because if you do a check-on bag, like you can put your knives and stuff in there, and I've actually shipped like a full-on little raw vegan kitchen, because I just wanted to make sure that I had what I needed to make the dressings that I like to make, and I know my tools and my machine, so that's what I did, right? So that's something you can do, is just put together certain tools that you like to have with you. And that, of course, comes with practice and over time. In my course, I have a whole module on the travel tools. And these are tools that live in the truck. They live in our truck, right? So if you have a car or a van or whatever you drive, you can actually have like a container and have that store the certain things that you're going to need, your bowls, your forks, maybe certain seasonings. That way there's no excuse. You can make a salad anywhere you are at any time because you have what you need with you. Now, of course, like I said, it's all about planning. If you're taking a trip wherever you're going, of course, markets, that's where you get the food. So if you can find a farmer's market, that's the best place to go in a lot of ways. But the supermarkets and different places, you just go, you get the food that you need, and you can make it happen. Right? And if you have the tools with you, say like a little bamboo bowl, they don't weigh much. You can throw that in your backpack. You can put that on a carry-on if you're doing some flying. Knives, that's a little trickier. It's hard to like fly with big knives. So that might be something that you have to look into grabbing or borrowing if you're staying somewhere when you do travel. But really, that's the biggest thing, is just make the plan of what you're actually going to do and what you want to make, and then you know what you need to bring with you. Seasonings, bowls, these sorts of things you can pack in your backpack. But if you do a check-on bag, pretty much you could bring anything that you wanted. You could bring depending on how big it is, you could ship your dehydrator if you were that hardcore, right? But that's a real big thing, is just making that plan. Now, another thing that you could do is, say maybe you have a business meeting or something like that, and you know that you're going to be going to a restaurant. Maybe everybody's meeting at a particular restaurant. So if you can find the restaurant's name and number, call them and let them know your dietary choices. Say, hey, I'm a raw vegan that is really striving to keep the oil and salt out of my diet. What can your chef build for me that would be a delicious raw vegan, oil-free, salt-free meal? And a lot of times you might be surprised, the chefs might be really excited to snap out of their mundane day-to-day and make you something really special. So we have over in the past, we've called ahead, and it's been pretty fun. Like, the chef actually comes out to the table. They want to see what you think of it, their presentation, and they're excited because it's something completely different than what they normally make. I mean, no oil, that's definitely going to push them out of their box, right? Because the oil is used in so many ways in certain dishes and recipes. So that could be a really fun thing to do. And of course, you know, I mean, it is drawing a little attention to yourself if they do come out to see if they like if you liked what they prepared. But like I said, it could be really fun for them. And if you call ahead, then it saves you the on the spot feeling of ordering in front of everybody your specific way, right? Like everybody's ordering, like I'll take the number 12, you know, oh, give me this with that, you know, and you're like, hey, can you make me something raw vegan, no oil, no salt, and you know, it's like off the menu, right? So calling ahead can really be helpful for you and them. Another thing you could do is, say you are going to the restaurant, you could actually ask the restaurant, say, hey, you know, I am following this particular diet. Can you make me a big salad? And would I be allowed to bring my own dressing in? Because I, you know, don't want to have certain things in a dressing. And I know the dressings that you guys make are probably have oil in them and I'm doing oil free. Just ask them. There's no hurt in asking. And I mean, really, a lot of times they might have no problem with you bringing in your own jar of dressing to pour over the top of the salad that you get from them. And that can be a really great way to, you know, stay on point with what you're trying to do. Now, some of the best foods that we have found to bring with us when we're traveling, say if we're doing a road trip, are like melons. Melons are really great. They stay really fresh and they're strong. Like they can kind of roll around on the floorboard of your car or something. They're strong. So melons are great. Mangoes, cucumbers, some of the different stone fruits like apples and pears, citrus. All of these things do really well not being refrigerated, so you could just have a box of fruit in your car, right? And you know, cucumbers, you know, maybe some peppers like bell peppers or something too. These things are great for traveling. They hold really well and they don't need refrigeration. Another thing that we really like to bring with us when we're traveling would be, well, it's going to be the wraps from the hand salads book. Lissa's hand salads books in the bundle. Amazing, so amazing. These hand salads are incredible, and this is definitely going to be one of our new go-to travel foods that we'll be bringing with us because we can prep it and it's just easy. It's not as messy as like the tacos or burgers, but those are some of the other things that we really like to bring with us too, is tacos and burgers, mason jar masala. These sorts of things are great. They're just really delicious and makes it fun when you're out traveling around and you've got some of the fresh food that you brought with you. Another thing that you can do, and what we'll do, is we'll blend before we go. We'll blend up a smoothie and we'll drink the smoothie normally fresh. We don't vacuum seal the smoothie. Yeah, we've done it like a couple times, but I just prefer to drink the smoothie fresh. But the dressings and the sauces we'll blend before we go, and then we'll vacuum seal those, which that is also covered deeply in my kitchen course, how well these vacuum sealed lids work for certain things. They are so amazing. You can just do a search on Amazon for vacuum sealable mason jar lids. It's game changer, sealing up your dressings beforehand. Because when you want a salad, you just, especially if you're chopping all your stuff up, we chop all of our stuff up, vacuum seal it in Ziplocs, resealable Ziplocs, and then we'll blend our dressing. And basically when it comes down to eating the meal, we cut up the tomato fresh, maybe the cucumber fresh, maybe we shred some carrots or something rather, but making a salad is really fast. You just pour the mixture that you've chopped up already into your bowl, throw your dressing on, you're good to go. So these are really it's been really fun to be able to have that stuff with us when we're traveling, because we'll just pull off the side of the road if it's dinner time, like we're hungry and we need to eat something, and we've prepared that we have stuff with us. This makes it really handy. Now, of course, what makes that happen is our cooler. So having an ice chest or a cooler is really handy, really helpful. And we actually invested in an electronic cooler that you can plug into your cigarette lighter. Now this one we actually can plug into your cigarette lighter, but it can also runs off of a battery. So this has been such a game changer because it's a refrigerator with us everywhere we go. So maybe look into something like that. I've linked that in my course as well, and that's also covered in greater detail in my course, which is in the Raw Vegan Bundle. But man, having that cooler has been so amazing. It's definitely been a game changer because now we don't have to use ice and we don't have to have freezable ice packs in the cooler. We just charge it and it runs off the battery. And I actually just ordered some solar panels for it, so we can actually, when we go camping, we can run it off of the solar panels, which I'll be doing more videos on that here in the future to show you more in detail about this particular device, and it has been so helpful for our travels because we have our refrigerator everywhere we go. Now, of course, the biggest thing would be the intention, right? The biggest thing is the intention, the why, right? What's your intention? You know, a lot of people skip this part, but that's really what makes it happen. What's your intention? Is your intention to eat fresh on this particular trip? Is your intention to stick with your goal on this trip or not, right? So that's the biggest thing, is realign yourself with your intention, realign yourself with what you would regret if you didn't follow what you say you want to do for yourself. And that, you know, very possibly can turn the ship a different way, and you'll make it work. You'll figure it out one way or another. Well, that's all I've got for you in this particular video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you use when you travel and certain things that are really helpful and beneficial for you. And as well as make sure you hit that subscribe button if you feel so compelled to do so. Leave me a thumbs up because that definitely helps the channel. And be sure to check out that raw vegan bundle before it's gone. Only a few days left. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Love ya.